And welcome back to the CharCole Sports Show. I'm Charlie Prien, joined by the producer. Thank you all for joining in on a beautiful Wednesday night. The first Wednesday night, Cole, in the fall of 2025. And my deaf ears are going to ask you once again to please turn that up.
What?
Thank you so
There we go,
much.
there we go.
There we go. It's
Yeah, they were down a little. That's on me. That's on me.
But no, we thank you all for tuning in on a beautiful night here in Vermilion, South Dakota. The first night of fall, may I add, in 2025. So, nice night here to talk some shop. And for the first time in 3 years, we were talking about it before the show. If you're listening on 91.1 FM KAOR here in Vermilion, there's a show ahead of ours.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. You can go 3 sports shows in a row, if you will. But hey, don't miss the 6 to 7 o'clock show. That's for sure. We will we'll find you if you don't.
Yeah.
But if you are watching on YouTube, we thank you for tuning in. We hear that one of our longtime fans, Caden Colm, is cranky heading into the show, and that's something that we'd like to change in this episode. But if you're listening on 91.1 FM KAOR, Vermilion, South Dakota, we invite you to please check out our YouTube channel. We officially rebranded the YouTube channel. It's now called the CharCole Sports Show, which is the name of the show, believe it or not. And it also has our branding on the logo, if you will. So, yeah, exciting stuff for sure. Check us out on YouTube. You can watch the live stream. It's the exact same thing, nothing different on that end. So we're happy to be here today, Cole. I would like to preface the show off with last week, you should have tailed me in all your picks because I was on a heater.
Really?
Well, did you look?
I did look, yeah.
Well, I mean,
we'll see him. We'll see him later on in the show. But yeah, yes, I did.
Oh,
look.
man.
You missed one.
Which
the line movement screwed you because Nebraska closed at the start of the game 1.5 favorites.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why. Must have been a lot of money coming in on Nebraska.
From you?
No. I've learned my lesson.
Yeah.
Nope.
You can't bet on your own team like that.
Right. And no, got to watch some of it, a little bit of it, not nearly as much as I would have liked because somebody stole the TV remote from mine and Tom's booth in the Dome. So there's like 3 booths in a row with no TV remote.
That's tough.
And so I turn it on. It's on Midco Sports 1, and I'm watching SDSU volleyball because SDSU volleyball is on Midco 1, and the USD football game was on Midco 2. So, color me shocked about that personally, but that's just one of those deals where.
Yeah, well,
I guess it's just one of those things where I have no control over. What it thinks because then I just turned the TV off. I'm like, I'm not watching this junk.
Do you want to use this time to talk about the Huskers game, Cole?
I could, yeah.
I watched most of it on my way up, and let me tell you, I don't know what to think of that team now. I don't know what to think of either team. I don't think that the quarterback for Michigan's all that. I'll tell you that. I think Raiola is better than what people give him credit for, though.
Well, here's what I heard from you know him very well, a diehard Nebraska fan, not my father, shockingly. He said that the score of this game made it seem way closer than it actually was. Because, according to him, Michigan dropped 2 touchdown passes wide open in the end zone, and we had that Hail Mary to end the half, or else it's a 2 to 3 touchdown.
Right, okay, but also that bit where your receiver stepped out of the back of the end zone.
That stunk. And I watched that. I was watching for that because we were at volleyball at that point. And that stunk. It stunk real bad. But, yeah. And then, of course, Twitter's all up in arms because – they changed the way they painted the field this year, a new paint job. And, well, it's a red end zone with the white thin out of bounds line and then red around it. And everybody's like, well, why'd you do that? They're going to step out of bounds. And, of course, 4 weeks in, somebody does. It's like, well, you just can't – you got to have the know-how
right
to know that if the goal line is 10 yards there, you're on the out of bounds line. It wasn't even like it was close.
No.
He was 1.5 yards out of bounds.
But do you think that there was some part of control there where he could have said, hey, I need to make sure that I force myself to stay in bounds here. But, if he did what he did, does that DB fall on his behind? Probably not.
Exactly. I don't know. It's one of those deals where it sucks that it happens, and we really can't do anything about it.
That is for sure. And then the other big piece of news, if you didn't see it last week, the University of South Dakota officially partnering with Nike and BSN Athletics on a 10-year contract starting on July 1, 2026. Cole, what does that mean to you, the fans, the community, our athletes?
Well, here's what it most likely means is we had to, this is from what I've heard, okay, from my sources.
We have pretty good sources too.
Correct. But from what I was told is we had to fight a long time for Adidas to help us out with black jerseys. And someone finally came through and it said, I'm tired of putting up with this junk. Well, let's do this thing. And then, so now we're going to partner with Nike, who usually has a wider array of jerseys. So we have more combinations and things like that. What I'm hoping it means is there was always a lack of. Now I don't know where you can point the finger at. Somebody on campus.
I think I know what you're going to say right now. We've not talked about this.
I don't think we have either.
Okay, go ahead.
But it seemed like there was a lack of availability for fans to purchase branded merchandise until this year, and then now we're moving away. Like it seemed like.
But no, I think that's the point, though. I think that's the point of, well, not the entire point, but
I'm hoping part of it is.
Right.
With the partnership with that BSN play, because they're like the distributor. Let's get this out there for the teams, and let's let fans, granted, overpay for the product, but they're going to, because it's like your only options right now is if you go to Shields or Walmart and get lucky, they've got something with USD on it. And often there was one time I saw a post someone in Shields, it said South Dakota Coyote football.
Yeah.
Instead of we're supposed to say Coyotes, it said Coyote.
They can't say Coyotes without getting sued.
Probably, yeah. But it's just, and then now finally they're like, I got a nice zip up, the quarter zip from Charlie's. Again, I don't know where this finger is supposed to be pointed, but it seems like it should be pointed at somebody pretty high up that just says, why is this not available? And maybe it's a Charlie store deal. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But that stunk. Having to work for the university, and I'm very grateful for everything the university has provided for me, but not be able to give a guy a polo, your work required attire, and then we'll have to dig one out of the back storage closet from 3 years ago, or you got to buy one for $60. Anyway, hopefully this will all change.
Trying to get an interview with Steve Carlson on the matter could be a potential story a week from today in the Volant. So be on the lookout for that.
If not, I keep trying.
I'm really hoping to dig on it.
I hope so too.
I'm hoping to get someone to talk because I'd like to know more on the why.
Or was it simply, now we can speculate that
we can speculate until I get this interview.
Was it just because of the money? Like, was the dollar figure just that high? Because obviously, like, you're coming up on your contract. These are usually long-term contracts, like 10 years, like the new one we signed.
Right.
So is it just coming up to, we wanted to re-sign with Adidas, but their number was low, so we just went with somebody else? Like, is that?
Could be, but then you also have to think, you have to think of this too. I mean, if the number was so bad for Adidas and so enticing for Nike, Nike must have had to have offered, hey, you know what? We'll give you 2 standard issued women's basketball, men's basketball, football, and then everything after that. We're going to work with you on it, but we're not going to be like what happened with Adidas and the blackout that took forever to do. And then those stinky, gross looking gray jerseys that we used to have that people love. You know what I'm talking about? The old USD gray silver jerseys. Did you ever see those?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, man. USD football.
Gotta look these up now, I guess.
I know they existed. Like, yeah. There's a picture of
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you. Well, the last time they unveiled
like this, see that?
Yeah. I know. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Well, the last time they unveiled black uniforms was an April Fool's joke. So they've been trying. That was April Fool's of 2020, for the record. Nope, that was 2024. Whoops. I remember that. That's right, because we all saw them, and they looked terrible. And we're like, what are we doing? And they weren't even entirely black either. Yeah, that makes more sense.
So
yeah, I just don't know. I'd love to hear
there's
why.
got to be a deal struck. And if I can get this interview before the print,
if not, you can just keep trying.
I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to make this like a recurring thing until I find the person that I can talk to. But
it's gotta be Schemmel, doesn't it?
Right. And I said that in email. I'm like, I know you. I mean, I'm not going to read it word for word, but I said I would like to talk to someone, no matter what. If it's you or someone else.
Yeah.
Just to get more of the why.
Right.
Because I think people are happy. I don't think anyone's disappointed. No one's mad here.
I haven't heard any negative backlash, which is shocking. Seems like nowadays there's always something negative.
Right. So if you think about it, Cole, and like, as journalists ourselves, we always ask ourselves the who, what, where, when, why, how. And we have the who, we have the what, we have the where, we have the when. We don't have the why or the how. And I think that's the one big piece that's missing right now in this whole story. So if we can get, some sort of an idea of what happened, I think people would be interested in that. And I think we are as well. So I'll leave it at that. But I'll preface that to be on the lookout for an issue moving forward of ours in the Volant about this matter. But really exciting stuff. I'm excited to see what things look like when I'm not here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. As soon as just like I always tell my dad, built the new house, get all the new stuff after I leave.
We just helped him finance it, right?
I guess. All that free labor I put in over those years.
Free labor.
Right. Well, we're kind of already into the USD sports update. Shall we continue?
I think we should.
The USD football team, as soon as I get it pulled up here on our stream, there we go.
Would you call this one before you get into it maybe a get right game?
I think so. I think yes. You always hear the cliche like this was a have to win. I don't think that, but this was a game where you had to show up, you had to play good, and they did. This score is not indicative of how the game went.
Not at all.
It was 42-7 for a long time.
I saw a tweet
and it drug on. It wasn't even. It was a quick game, 2 hours 57 minutes. It drug.
I saw a tweet that said, "Imagine struggling against Drake in the first half." But I also did see another tweet that said, "We didn't score any points in the fourth quarter." I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah, we also had.
I know. I was hoping you'd get to that.
Yeah, we had Nevin Cremascully in at quarterback. I know you've been pretty high on him. You've been wanting him for a little bit. Oh man,
just want to see little bit of him.
And then the first snap, bobbles, almost fumbles.
Like his thing, man. It's his thing. It's his favorite thing to do.
I know. Why do you think I did? And then, we're up 42-7 late in the fourth quarter, and we've got Aiden Bauman handing off to our fourth string running back, who was Reed Watkins? No.
Carson Fletcher.
Yes, Carson Fletcher. Technically was fourth, now third string running back.
It should have been a red shirt.
Yes.
He's playing.
He'll still get a red shirt.
You think so?
Yeah. Because he won't play 4 games, will he?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you foresee being any more blowouts? Do you foresee being 4 more blowouts then?
No, but I do see that if we're an injury away from him being a featured back in our offense.
We're an injury away from all kinds of things happening. Yeah. That's just how injuries work.
Well, running back specifically. I mean, Charles Pierre goes down.
True. LJ Phillips was a dog.
He is a dog, but and I hate to say it, he has a history with injuries. That's the reason he's at USD.
It's true.
He's a darn good player. But I'm just saying it was good to get snaps for these guys. I'm happy about it.
I'm too. 42-21 win. 7,400 people reported in attendance. Again, all attendance numbers are tickets sold, not tickets scanned. So like the Nebraska sellout every year, it's always tickets sold, which means they're sold.
Which means they're sold, yes.
That is correct. I lost my train of thought. I had to make something up. Some stats. First of all, scoring summary. LJ Phillips scores twice in a row, 2-yard run. Drake responds on
with a diss track.
honestly, an impressive drive, I will say, from them. Who, by the way, Drake was on their third string quarterback. So we heard this story from their radio guy before the game, because this was one of those games where we had the non-USD volleyball game beforehand. We had nobody working it, so we were all up in Tom's booth and just shooting the bull as you do. We got time. We're there 3 hours game. We've got time to kill, so we're there. It's me and Tom. Aiden was there for a while. Bryce, John Thayer, and the guy that does Morningside games, Daniel.
I don't know his name, but I know he's good.
Yes, he is very good. He's starting to do some fill-in work, and expect him to be in some role with USD in the future.
Good,
if I were to guess, because he's good.
Yes.
But you know who I'm talking about, and we're just talking, and then John was kind of giving us a story. Well, their first string quarterback gets hurt first half in game 1. Second string quarterback gets hurt in the first half against State. Third string quarterback might be the starter, or their first string guy was practicing and might have tried to play today.
Right, and he was like on the sideline. I saw a video.
Right, yeah, he was there rest and was practicing the week before. But if this was maybe a conference game for them, not a bye game,
Right, but they get a bye this week.
I know if it wasn't a BUY game, right. If you know what I mean. And we heard an interesting note that we were not supposed to play Drake this year. It was Mercyhurst.
Really?
But Mercyhurst wanted more money from us.
So how much are they getting from State then? State's forking it over? Because they play State.
Well, they went to like it was like Montana, SDSU, and then Montana State or something like that.
Mercyhurst?
3 weeks in a row, yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're getting a bag.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, Mercyhurst wanted more money, so we basically flipped with, I think it was Montana this week. Or was it State this week?
State plays Mercyhurst this week.
I think we flipped with Montana,
but
they flipped games on their end.
Mm-hmm.
It was like Mercyhurst wanted a lot of money. We weren't going to pay that. We knew what Drake's price was. We're like, we'll do that.
And we played last year, which I think a lot of folks are like, well, why did we do that?
Exactly. We weren't supposed to play them this year, but flip it around, and that's how you get there. On the third string quarterback, which he didn't look terrible, I'm going to be honest. There were some drives where he looked pretty good, and then other drives where our defense looked really good. Also, somebody who looked really good, Lorenzo Fenner.
Yeah, right.
70-yard bombed on the far sideline from our end on the USD side. And then on back-to-back drives, a pass where I didn't even see it. So where I sit in the booth, right, I'm watching through binoculars about 90% of the time, and I see he's passing, so I instantly take him off and look downfield. And then I see he's passing down the near sideline, and I look at our receiver on the near sideline, and it's way overthrown. So I'm about to tell Tom incomplete. And then Tom goes, "Oh, my God." So I snap back. Well, there's a pole in my way, so I got to shift over. And then I see Lorenzo Fenner, and I watch it back on the replay. Just jumps over the guy to make the catch, and I saw nothing of it.
I liked a lot of that.
There was a big pole in my way. But, yeah, we all got it sorted out. We're all good. Me and Tom, we were rock stars up there. The second half got really boring because we had, no in-game reads. The game ended, we were just – Tom's great. We were just shooting.
Does he watch the show?
I don't know. He might. Shout out Tom if you're watching.
He listens.
Or listening. Shout out anybody who's watching or listening. Shout out the boys in 101. I forgot to week 1. They were not happy with me. They've all asked if they could be on the show. I'm like, well, are you sober at Wednesday, 6 o'clock? They say usually not. So I'm like, well, usually
That's
not.
Typically,
there's a list back here that'll cost you $30,000.
Yeah.
I don't got that kind of money. Stats-wise here in the football game, while I've got a moment, Aiden Bauman, 13 for 20, 226, 2 touchdowns. LJ Phillips Jr., 19 carries, 143 yards, 4 touchdowns. I did not know that till after the game. We heard we were listening to the press conference in the booth in the arena. And he just goes, yeah, LJ Phillips Jr., 4 touchdowns. I'm like, what? There you go. Lorenzo Fenner, 2 catches, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. Very balanced attack. Bryant Dallas Holmes, Tyson Bowes, Jack Martins, all with a catch. Zach Whitty, Jesse Miller, all with a catch. LJ Phillips Jr., our leading receiver with 3 catches, but only 9 yards.
I still would like to see more out of Dallas Holmes.
I agree. I concur.
There needs to be a breakout game.
The tight ends, and
I'm thinking
one of the tight ends in general.
you have to have it.
Yes.
He needs to know that he's going to be able to throw it up, and there's going to be a dude come down with it. That's what he had in Culver.
Yep, exactly.
And there's a reason he's on the practice squad there in Pittsburgh.
Yes. And then arguably our best receivers so far, I was also hearing this from John before the game. Is it like Javion Phelps or something like that?
Yeah. What about him?
He's not playing because he doesn't practice hard. Fun fact.
Really?
That's what I've heard.
That's our neighbor.
That's what I've heard. But he's played really good against NDSU.
Yes, he has.
His last 2 games, so he kicks it in the
game. I think it's so funny the NDSU folks and if we're going to transition to the NDSU game.
Yeah, let's do that right now.
I think it's so funny that they're all sweating this game out so bad.
Well, they have to because it's not been good the last couple of years for them.
They're not talking crap. They are out here. They are out here scared,
which is good.
Yeah, I mean, which is good.
But it'll be a packed Fargo Dome. One place I've never watched a football game before. I would love to. I would love to. I got a game. I'm working Saturday, or else I might.
I thought about trying to apply for media passes for us to go up, but it's a haul.
It'd be 3 hours for you, Fargo.
More than that. Wouldn't it be? Let me look.
No, I think it's about 3. Probably closer to 4.
4.
2 to Brookings.
4 hours.
2 more to Fargo.
4 hours 5 minutes, but
4 bones. Yeah, I-29 flow of traffic get you there at 3:30.
Yeah. Depends when you leave.
Exactly. You hit the rush hour traffic, and depending on which part of the interstate you're on, you're either going to go 90 or 60.
So, do you think that they drive up the night before? For a 1 o'clock kick, you have to, right?
Yeah, 100%. They'll drive up through Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Stay there.
What are you doing? What are you doing Saturday? Where are you watching the game at?
I'll be doing PA for the USD volleyball team, a 12:30 game in their second regular season game second conference game. They're hosting the Oral Roberts Eagles at home.
How are they? Are they good?
Well, here's the deal about the Summit League.
We're all over the place right now, but
here's the deal about the Summit League. It's going to be good. Like, now I pitched this idea to Jan as a very top-heavy league. It's a very good league this year overall. Like, they're just doing really good teams, and there's a lot of good teams. So it'll be interesting. I am still very confident in our volleyball squad. We'll get to their weekend in just a moment. But the Summit League is going to be good.
That's good. That helps everybody because once you get in the tournament.
Obviously, there's going to be there's probably going to be a stinker team or two. There always is. There's bound to be in a 9-team league. 9 teams.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. You're right. But, yes, it's going to be good. I think we're going to see a lot of good volleyball. If we can stay away from the injury bug, it'd be good.
Which, yeah, that's what I was going to say as well. Cole, one last note on football. USD travels to Fargo to play the number 1 team in FCS football in all of the land, the North Dakota State Bison. At quarterback, I don't know. At running back, I don't know. At wide receiver, I know that Lance kid's still there. He's going to ball out. I'm sure of it. If we can keep him on lockdown, I'll be happy. But the tail of this game, like I said, the last game, the week before and the week before that, is can our cornerbacks hold their own on an island if they have to be, and get off blocks and make tackles. Or we go back to MVA, YFB, Cole. What's the 2 basic things of football you got to be able to do?
Block and tackle.
And that's what we got to be able to do.
That's a pull. I hadn't heard that in a while.
That's right, Cole.
Bring back to the good old days, 3rd through 6th grade.
But no, that's the difference, in my opinion, in that one. Cole, last thoughts.
It's going to be very interesting. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm trying to find if they have a 2 deep look at game notes, but I don't think they do.
Our 2 deep? They do.
I know, I'm looking for it.
I know it exists.
Yeah, there it is. No, I'm looking for NDSU's.
Oh.
That wouldn't be on our game notes.
No.
Yeah, that's all right.
Does North Dakota State have game notes?
Sure hope so.
Well, 2 deep, my bad.
Well, yeah. You'd hope so. But what's B and F stand for by these coaches? That's nothing I've never seen. Steve, I gotta give a shout out to SID Steve. First of all, returned my pen that he borrowed about a month and a half ago at soccer, so shout out to him. He gave me this. He didn't make very many of them, but it was a paper cardstock about You can see it, but they can't. Like as wide as this board and about as deep as this board.
What's that for?
It was like it had rosters, two deeps, schedules, and I mean it's I got it in my room. I got to show you after this. It's very impressive. When he handed it to me, he goes, "I figured this might be helpful for what you do." I'm like, "Absolutely, this thing's sweet." Like
Huh.
I just so usually I have like full rosters for every team, and like I can look down and like double check pronunciation and things like that. And I just had one sheet, and then my script off to the side that I bring in for breaks. And that thing was awesome. So shout out to our first of all, our entire communication department's awesome, but
And
especially SID Steve, Statman Steve. Great dude. Really good at his job. Really good.
the quarterback for the Bison, Cole Payton, this year.
Is he a freshman?
Find out in a moment.
Was one of those teams of starting a
Wrong button.
freshman quarterback?
I think so. I got the preview up.
I don't remember which team it was.
Cole Payton is a senior.
Okay, definitely not him. Who was I thinking of then? You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know what you're talking about. He's from West Side High School in Omaha. I wonder if Zach Hipu knows him.
Definitely, dude. He knows everybody.
Redshirted with the Bison his first season, and then played 13 games as the second stringer in 2022. Essentially, the Nevin Cremascoli for NDSU rushed 38 times for 284, averaged 7.5 a carry, and against Montana had 48 rushing yards and garbage time. From what I'm gathering, in 2023, he was the number 2 quarterback again, behind a pretty darn good quarterback. Who was his name again? I picture him.
Yeah. Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Anywho, carried the ball 84 times for 615 and 13 rushing touchdowns. Cole, this guy is going to run the ball. There's no question about that.
Yeah, yes.
And when I say Nevin Cremascoli of North Dakota State, I don't even know if that's accurate. In his career, Cole, he has thrown for passing statistics. 1,100 yards, and 706 of them have come this season. Okay, so through 3 games, he's averaging 253.3 or 235.3, which is a little bit more than expected, but he has played the Citadel, Tennessee State, and SEMO. Right. So I think we can get after this guy. I think our D-line.
But he's gonna move.
Right. I think our D-line is going to have another lackluster day. If you deem lackluster based off of sacks, like most people do. But I think that those defensive ends just need to contain, outside shoulder. You need to have your right foot up. I mean, we're back to the MVAYF or MVAYFB days. You got to be outside shade when you're defensive end with your front, with your inside foot forward, and that's what our defensive ends will do. We might have 2 DNs instead of just 1 DN with their hand to their. We might have two DNs both standing up. On Saturday. Would not be surprised to see it, Cole.
Here's your wide receivers: Bryce Lance,
Dog,
Kai Collins, and Rajon Nelson. Those are 3 tough dudes. Your running back is Marika Kpeenu, Kpeenu. I don't recognize that name. Senior, or DJ Scott. I don't know if I recognize either of those names, to be honest with you.
Interesting.
And again, last year the NDSU game fell. It was at the end of the year, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
So we had something going on here somewhere.
I was there.
Was it here?
Yeah, it was here. Remember we beat them?
When I was there. Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
We got a share of the valley.
Yeah, okay.
Last second.
Yeah, I remember that very much. Yeah, there's your NDSU depth chart. By the way, I will say, shout out SID Steve. How
many times do you think you've shouted him out in the last 2 episodes?
5. But he does really good.
He does.
And looking at NDSU's game preview,
yeah,
he does very good. Now this is good. It's got all the information in it, but it's not visually appealing.
It's like if I were to throw something on a Word doc.
Exactly. That's what it feels like. It's just white. Like the background's just white. There's no color to it. Like the logos are black and white. So I don't know. But Anyway, shout out to
Volleyball, should we?
USD volleyball. Now 8-4 on their season. They hosted the South Dakota Classic this past weekend.
Is it crazy to say that they got the biggest win of the year this last weekend?
No.
Undefeated team?
Undefeated team that hadn't played anybody.
Still.
But still, yes. They defeated Villanova on Thursday, 3-1. 25-19, 25-19, 22-25, and 25-23. A couple players set career highs against the Villanova Wildcats on Bingo Net on Thursday. That was the first loss for Villanova, who went 1-2 in the South Dakota Classic.
They lost to Wichita State, too?
In 5.
Oh, wow.
Yes. On Friday, they took on Wichita State, who, like I noted to you in our show, the South Dakota Classic was the battle of tenured coaches. The Wichita State coach has been coaching since 1999. Now, I'm sure the guy's very nice. He seemed like a grumpy old dude, but he took notes on every single point. And then the time their serve rotation came around, he knew exactly. I watched him play on Thursday against Drake. He knew exactly where Drake was going to serve it, and then if Drake got the possession back, exactly where their headers were going to go. It was unbelievable. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. Like, he's crouched there right beside the scorer's table, point scored. He stands up, writes something down, yells out some things, and then says, watch the serve in the number position, but then he point where it was. That's exactly where the serve went. And then the hitters got it back, and he goes, middle lane, and the hit came right in the middle. Like, it was unbelievable. I was just sitting there like, I am shocked. And I just go, point Wichita State, because
Cole, I don't wonder if that happens more at the collegiate level than we think.
Oh, probably.
Like the higher level.
That's the first time I've ever heard it, though, because he was very outgoing, and there was 25 people in attendance, which it's Thursday at 4:00. A team from Wichita, Kansas, and a team from wherever Drake's at, somewhere in Iowa.
Des Moines.
Yeah, Des Moines. It's just anyway. It was very impressive. There's a reason he's been there since 1999.
Earned his keep, huh?
Yeah, he did. And then on Saturday, in front of 1,600 fans, USD got the win over Drake, 25-21, 25-21, and 25-13. 3-0. They finish the South Dakota Classic 2-1. They finish their non-conference schedule, or I've heard a lot of people call this the preseason. Like, players and coaches reference this. They reference this as their preseason, which is interesting.
However,
which I get.
Yeah, I get it, but at the same time, these non-con wins are going to be the difference to be whether you're playing against the Huskers in your round 1 game of the NCAAs or Florida Gulf Coast. To play the Huskers second round.
Coast,
well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
Teams like that.
My bad. My the Muchignas family fantasy football.
Oh, read it. If you can. If it's
they're making changes. I got to keep up to date on that one. That's a buy-in, $20 buy-in. So I got to lock in. I'm 3-0. Actually, no, I'm 1-2 because I got screwed this week. One of my players put up a 2. So anyway.
We should make a segment. We should carve a segment out. We don't have time in our show, it seems like, ever to have a segment cut out for anything.
Considering it's 6:37 and we're still on our second topic.
Yeah, you know what happens. We'll get through football like we always do. But I was going to say that we should have the current leader of our fantasy football league on the show.
True. We
every
could.
week.
Very easily.
How it goes.
Very easily could. Who's it this week? I'm sure there's a tie at the top.
It's Ben, technically, by the tiebreaker. He has the tiebreaker 10 points.
He waxed me this week. My team's struggling.
My team's good.
I'm struggling. I need a running back bad. I have both Ladd McConkey and now Quentin Johnson on my team. So that'll be interesting for the Chargers bye week.
I got 2 running backs on my roster. I got 2 running backs on my bench right now, Kenneth Walker and Pacheco. And I got Joe Mixon on my IR spot. So when Joe Mixon comes back, I'm going to be done with Pacheco. I'll have running backs up the wazoo. I got Kittle on my bench who's on IR for the next 3 weeks now. Yeah. So I'm loading up here.
There you go. You want to work out a trade right now?
Well, yeah, let's do it.
Good.
Kenneth Walker is
Kenneth Walker.
Okay.
Kenneth Walker.
Uh,
And you took a look at my roster. I'm going to preview this and then go to soccer.
Well, I'm going to say one thing about Kenneth Walker. His first week, they tried to give the ball to Charbonnet too much. He had 5.4 points.
Yep.
Last week, or 2 weeks ago, he had 18.8, and last week he had 18 points on the week.
Yep. I know. I hear you.
Okay. All right.
Because,
I'll look at your
yeah, that's right. USD Volleyball will start their Summit League Conference games on Thursday. They travel up north to Grand Forks, North Dakota to take on the North Dakota Fighting Hawks. And then on Saturday, it is Blocktoberfest and another bingo night for USD. 12:30 p.m. I will be on, I was going to say lead vocals, but I will be on vocals in the arena. So you'll hear me on the stream for starting lineups. And then, yeah, that should be two very entertaining games, and USD Volleyball will continue their season. The USD soccer squad drew a 1-1 draw on Latin and Hispanic Heritage Day on Sunday against the Wyoming Cowgirls. Clarissa Vega scores her 6th goal of the season. Alyssa Glover scores for Wyoming. They came out early. South Dakota scored about 20 minutes into the first half. Wyoming scored about 5 minutes into the second. And then it was 40 minutes of both teams going, just back and forth, and nobody could really get any momentum going. USC Soccer falls to 4-2-4 on their overall season, and their next game is on Thursday, if I remember correctly. I forgot to clip this. Correction. It is on Sunday. They will host St. Thomas on September 28th, a 1 o'clock start at First Bank and Trust Soccer Complex. I once again will be on the vocals over the PA microphone for that game against the St. Thomas Tommies in the opening Summit League matchup. They have 3 in a row at home, then 2 on the road, then 1 at home, then 2 more on the road. So 4 and 4. No, yeah, 4 and 4. That's how I've been balanced out. They host SDSU at home October 18th for anybody interested. There you go. There's your USD sports update on all your sports teams. And now we move to the Minnesota Vikings, 4-2-1.
Dun, dun.
They got the win over the Bengals, big in a blowout, by a lot, if I recall correctly.
I got a pretty even trade here.
You think so?
I'm putting in a trade calculator to figure it out.
All right, let's workshop this. Who are you taking?
All right, so I'm taking from you James Cook.
Okay. My number 1 leading scorer.
Your number 1 leading scorer, but I'm giving you Kenneth Walker and Roma Dunze.
Boy, that's tempting.
It favors you in my trade calculator by 269 points, which is pretty close. It's 8,313 to 8,044. Think about it.
I'm thinking about it. I'll see if I can workshop a counter here because I do need a receiver.
Odunze's been good, Cole. You want to hear the last few weeks for Odunze?
I know he's been good.
He's been really good.
I know he has.
He's gone 15, 31, 15.
Okay.
And this week,
that's solid. All I need is like
the Vegas Raiders.
Listen, I need a 10 average, and he's my wide receiver 1. Okay. I got Ladd McConkey.
I was looking at that. I'm like, dude.
I know. Listen, I've got good receivers that are stinking it up right now on my fantasy team. Anyway, Minnesota Vikings, big win against the Bengals. As I'm sure all expected, Carson Wentz just to absolutely ball out. Let's go through the rest of the NFL slate.
I was there. It was a good game.
You were there, and you filed this report.
So, game starts. Goes well. Carson Wentz, fist pump, back to the sideline. Weirdly enough, the last Vikings game I was at, I'm like, it'd be really funny today to do would be a Josh Oliver first touchdown.
Yeah.
If I would have done that, I would have cashed. I would have cashed. Josh Oliver gets in the end zone on what was a very well-designed red zone play from Kevin O'Connell, which was something last year, specifically in the Motor City Kitty game, where Kevin O'Connell struggled inside of the 5-yard line. And when he got inside the 10-yard line, it's like they've probably ran that play 15 times at practice, both ways, just to know. Josh Oliver knew exactly where to be. Wentz put it on him like they have done it 15 times at least. And I don't think they were even surprised because they knew that play was going to work so well. It was a pseudo pick play. Oliver comes across, gets a pick. All the eyes not on Josh Oliver, because why would you put eyes on a blocking tight end? And that's where he gets you. But Josh Oliver gets in the end zone, and then after that, was it I don't remember the full how it all happened, but fumbles, Isaiah Rodgers, interceptions, Harrison Smith gets it thrown it, heads the other way. Andrew Van Ginkel plays 8 snaps, gets 2 sacks on 8 snaps.
That was impressive.
That's a stat. If he would have played 2 more snaps, Andrew Van Ginkel, like Isaiah Rodgers, would have been one of the highest graded players in PFF history.
Yeah, there's a 10 minimum.
Imagine that, though. You have Isaiah Rodgers, who gets the first perfect PFF grade in the history of PFF. And then, Cole, remember what I told you yesterday about Christian Darrisaw being back at the left tackle spot, anchoring it down? I want you to tell the folks how good PFF graded Christian Darrisaw.
Like a 48. He allowed no pressures, no sacks.
Had 1 penalty.
And he had a 48. So take PFF grades with a grain of salt. A 99.9 is very good.
Well, his one pass breakup against T. Higgins, when I saw that ball get thrown up, I'm like, well, wrap it up.
Yeah.
Isaiah Rodgers, no offense. If he's 5'10", then I'm like 6'6", probably 6'5". Yes. 6'5" probably. And Isaiah Rodgers, claiming to be 5'10", goes up on T. Higgins and gets the PBU. Wild stuff from Isaiah Rodgers. Like Kwesi Cook, one of the respected Vikings Twitter accounts that I follow, made a retweet to their tweet that they made on March 17th, 2025. It said, people are going to dog on this Isaiah Rodgers pick until one day this season, and you will see. And it's it's the Kwesi pick. They photoshopped his head in the money ball. And that's what it is. It's so funny, man. And I'll get the tweet up to show you. But it was a great game by all facets. Listen to Vikings fan line on the way home on the flagship KFAN. And the only thing that Kevin really talked about and people griped about, well, there were a few things, but penalty yardage was a big thing. 105 or 108 yards in penalty yardage.
Well, here's the deal.
Yes.
When you're up by 50, whatever.
Very true. But it could be something to clean up. And then the only other big questionable point, Cole, is what do you do with Wentz now? Is Wentz the guy, or is McCarthy the guy when he comes back?
Wentz is for sure the guy until after the bye week. That's what KOC said. He'll travel. Yep. He'll travel to overseas. Boom, boom, boom. The next 2 weeks and take the third week off.
I'll be right back. I got to go let some folks in.
All right.
You can talk about the NFL.
Yeah, I'll just keep on going. Me and myself and the NFL. I can't believe they can't get into this place. Aren't they taking classes in here?
No, Avery and Kate aren't with them. They're already in here.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay. Makes a little more sense now. Anyway, NFL scores. Y'all ready for this? Who let me run this thing solo? It's a great question. Shout out the boys in 101 for this move, by the way. If you know, you know. The Twins are going to play the Texans 7:05. Don't care. On Thursday, Bills beat the Dolphins 31-21. Dolphins had them on the ropes for a while. I was very surprised at this. The Bills are also now 16.5-point favorites against the Saints. Lock of the week. Give me the Bills. The Saints are like a college football team, if that. I don't know. Yeah, it makes no sense. Sunday, Chiefs of the Giants in a stinker. Bears with the Cowboys in a. Well, I'm going backwards here. Commies over the Rams in a stinker. Raiders in a stinker. Jeez, I can't speak. Got an audience beside me. Shout out. Colts over the Titans 41-20. Bucks of the Jets in what was a very good game. I was happy. I was very happy with that one. Eagles over the Rams 33-26. Steelers over the Pats. Jags over the Texans. Browns upset the Packers. Shout out this guy who called it. Not over here. This guy. I did not. I had the opposite of that one. Chargers beat the Broncos in what I thought was a very good game. I really enjoyed watching that one.
Really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
The only reason that happened is because Calm would not stop yapping about the Packers winning the Super Bowl and going undefeated, being better than the Miami Dolphins in 75 or whatever it was. Anyways, continue.
Niners over the Cardinals, 16-15. And the Chiefs over the Giants Monday night. The Lions upset everybody and beat the Ravens 38-30. This week, ready? Rapid fire. Ready for this? Thursday night on Amazon Prime, Seahawks Cardinals.
I'm actually excited.
I am too. I think it's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be a good game.
I can't wait to watch Gray Zabel, man. I'm gonna watch Gray Zabel more than
give
Sammy
me
D.
Seattle. Is what I was gonna say. Sunday, 8:30 in the morning. The Vikings against the Steelers. Your Minnesota Vikings are 2.5-point favorites.
Banger. I saw a post today that said, well, I'm not sure I can say that word, but
well, if you don't think you can say it, don't.
Yeah. But the first touchdown that goes from Rodgers to Rodgers on Sunday is going to be great.
Yeah, right. The thing is, I can't cheer against Aaron Rodgers now because he's playing for the Steelers. I hated him when he was with the Packers, but I actually kind of enjoy watching him now because he's good. Right? I mean, he's still good. Noon, Commanders Falcons. Ooh. Bills Saints. Like I said, the Bills are now 15.5-point favorites.
I wish I could record that. Ugh, you just said. Let's say that again.
Ugh.
Give me that again.
Ugh. Lions are favored over the Browns by 10. Titans, Texans. There we go. Game of the week on CBS. Probably not. I hope not.
Actually?
No, I hope not. Both teams 0-3.
Texans 0-3, dude.
That's crazy.
Thoughts?
Would not have guessed that. They're going to be 1-3 after this week. Yeah, they better be, or else just cancel the season. Panthers, Patriots, Chargers, Giants, Eagles, Buccaneers. Noon, Fox. I'll be watching that one. That'll be a good game.
I do too. Yeah,
I think so. Eagles seem a little bit shaky. Give me Baker. Colts Rams at 3:05. That'd also be a solid one. As the show before us said, Indiana Jones is still undefeated. It's quite the saying.
Yeah. So the prodigy of the Kevin O'Connell quarterback university.
Very true. Jags Niners. That might be decent. Ravens Chiefs at 3:25. Both teams are 1-2.
Who knows what's going on in that? It might end in a tie.
It very well could
end in a tie.
Another game that might end in a tie. Bears Raiders. The Raiders.
No.
The Raiders are currently favored by a point. And then in the battle of the Blue Bloods, the Packers and Cowboys on Monday night. Packers 6.5-point favorites. Now we have a Monday night doubleheader. 0-3 Jets against the 0-3 Dolphins at 6:15. And the 2-1 Bengals against the 1-2 Broncos at 7:15.
Thank God we got a 7:15 game.
No kidding. If this was like a 6-9 deal again,
I wouldn't watch it.
Boy, it'd be really hard to turn on the TV at 9:00 because that 6:00 game is not getting watched.
No, we got 9 minutes to get through football segment quickly, Cole, about high school.
We got plenty of time.
I know.
Don't you worry about that.
But
also, I just turned our headphones all the way up, and Morgan gave no reaction. I think she's about as deaf as you are.
Well, it might be pretty loud now that I'm talking closer to the mic, but
I will say the difference between 8 and 10 on this thing, very little.
We usually roll
very
about
little.
an 8.
Yeah, we usually do roll about an 8.
All right, Cole. Weird.
Yes.
And a little bit more weird stuff happened last week in high school football.
Yep.
And I was embracing the weird. That's why my picks look like they did last week.
Your picks were weird.
They were really weird. Stuff that should not happen.
Yeah, but they did.
And they happened.
I'll run through some of the scores here quickly. Lincoln defeated Jefferson 53-36. This game, Jefferson was leading for a long time. A long time. I was kind of scared, but then I remembered Lincoln's Lincoln. Double A. Huron defeats Sturgis 33-16. Shout out J Money. I actually put them correctly in my poll this time. Pierce sneaks past Brookings 20-17.
Dude.
That's a score of note. Mitchell lost.
To who?
Watertown. A winless Watertown team, 46-18. In 11A, West Central defeats Lennox in the 5-4 matchup, 9-7, in which no points were scored in the first 41 minutes.
Okay, so my thing was this: in seeing West Central up close and personal, Is Lennox all hurt? Like, how? Is the whole Lennox team hurt?
West Central's solid.
I know they're solid.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I thought Lennox was supposed to be, like, legit.
They are legit. There's just it's tough. Listen, both teams ran the ball and fumbled inside the 10-yard line 3 times. At least from what I was watching. They drove and then got nowhere. Sioux Falls Christian 50 to Canton, and Canton's decent. So good luck.
Sioux Falls Christian is bored.
Good luck to the Vermilion Tanagers next Friday as they travel to Bob Young Field. In 11B, Woonsocket, Weston Springs, Sanborn Central defeats Winter 20-6.
The Owls, baby.
The Bucks.
The Bucks, my bad.
You were close. I completely forgot that was their new mascot until last Friday. And then Wagner defeats Bridgewater Emory Ethan 49-34. Talk about a score. Okay, that's 11B. 9AA. I can't remember if there's any decent scores in this one. Freeman Marion Freeman Academy defeated Alcester Hudson 38-19. That's it for 9A and 9AA. 9A, about the same thing. Pretty slow day at the office. Unless you're in Centerville, where Del Rapids St. Mary got the 30-21 victory over Centerville.
Interesting game for sure.
It was. Honestly, I can say this was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was a 2-3 touchdown game for sure. But I don't know. Must play pretty decent, or they got helped out by the officials.
Oh, them darn dang.
They must not have, from the story I heard. And then 9B, Coleman Egan and Sioux Falls Lutheran went to overtime. That was interesting.
Banger.
And that's about it.
Taggart's alma mater.
That is true. No real big changes in the media poll this week, by the way. Also,
did Winter finally drop out?
Winter is officially
1992.
Winter officially is not receiving any votes
for the first time since 1992.
I don't know, probably.
Or is it 91?
I think 93, actually. 93, if I remember.
We'll have to look into that. All right,
we are going to have to.
Larsch,
picks of the week here.
Picks of the week. Let's do it.
Here are your standings on the screen. I am now 1 game behind, of course, because I am now 11-7, 61.1%. I went 3-3 last week. Charlie, you are 12-6. We went 5-1 last week. Here's a quick recap. I'll recap them all. I had Lincoln over Jefferson, Freeman Marion Freeman Academy over Alcester Hudson. Went 2-0 in high school. Utah absolutely stunk against Texas Tech, 34-10.
Utah, and I think did I text you this
randomly
late at night?
Yeah, you did.
I didn't do it because you picked them. I did it because I just had that random thought pop in my head and be like, dude, Utah always chokes in the big game.
I forgot I picked them until an hour and a half ago.
I think that this Texas Tech D-line might be better than Georgia 2022.
That's crazy. Anyway. And then I had Miami with the big cover over Florida. A couple late touchdowns there helped that out. And then my NFL picks were horrid. I had the Packers covering against the Browns and the Ravens beating the Lions. Big time.
The Ravens should have beat the Lions.
Well, yes, they should have. But the over 48 was very free. High school football, you had the Bucks over the Warriors.
No one knows who the Bucks and the Warriors are.
I had Woonsocket, Weston Springs, Sanborn Central, and Winter. And then you had Pierre over Brookings.
Which I knew that Pierre wasn't going to just drop one to Brookings. I mean, they're Pierre.
I agree.
The game that really upset me, and probably you more than me, the Huskers lose to Michigan 30-27. Nebraska can't beat Michigan.
And I haven't defeated a ranked opponent since 2016.
Yeah. Do you think they will?
Oh, yeah. Penn State.
Anyways, I had USC over Michigan State, and I think USC was favored to lose, weren't they?
No, you had Michigan State plus 19.
Oh, yes, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Yep.
Yeah, that and I said on the show that I didn't think that it was going to be. What happened? And I said that I thought it was going to be. I didn't think Michigan State was going to win, but I didn't think it was going to be that bad.
It was actually a pretty good game late at night. Bits and pieces I watched downtown Vermilion, which admittedly.
Tell me about the game, Cole. What do you recall?
I remember a guy laying dead on the field.
We watched that too. Remember that?
I looked up and there's 50 seconds before the game was over, and I looked at my phone and I saw a play ran. I looked at my phone again, and 5 minutes later I saw them run another play. And I looked up at the TV, and they're bringing around that stretcher. I'm like, oh boy!
When they took him off the field, it was like DeMar Hamlin-esque, where he was not moving. He
No,
looked
yeah.
like he was
Yeah.
strapped down.
Yeah. And then they scored like instantly after that.
Mhm. I don't know how you could play football after that.
I don't
I
either.
don't think I
I
could.
don't
Like if that happened to one of my boys in high school,
No chance. No chance. And then you had the Browns plus 7.5 and the Bears over the Cowboys, which
it happened.
hit by a mile. All right, here's our picks of the week. I don't have them in our stream, so you're just going to have to go by listening here. This week, I'm riding the train. I've got Woonsocket, Western Springs, Sanborn Central to upset number 2
That's a
Wagner.
good game. That's a great game.
And I dipped down to the All Nations Conference here. I've got Winnebago 4-0. Second place last season against Todd County, the Falcons 4-0.
This might be
They're playing on Thursday. This is a rematch of the 2023 All Nations Class A championship.
Yeah.
In which Todd County won 28-13, and Winnebago fell short in 2 overtimes to Pine Ridge last season. So give me the Indians. That's their mascot. They are the Winnebago Indians.
I like you reached into your bag for that one, Larsch.
I did.
I gotta give you a lot of props for that.
There was no other games I liked. I kept going on SD Scorefield. I'm like, oh, there it is.
In my high school picks, I have Sioux Falls O'Gorman over Jefferson. The only reason I'm taking this is because Jefferson comes off a loss last week. Okay, O'Gorman's kind of lurking, but their one common opponent was Lincoln, and they both lost, of course, right? But O'Gorman lost by a little bit less. You know what? Give me the Catholics.
Sure. Quickly, as it is now 7:00.
Yeah, I
I'll
suppose.
start playing our.
Then I have T area over Mitchell. I'm going to that one Friday. Sorry.
I've got Penn State to cover the 3.5 over Oregon in the whiteout at home, and I've got Georgia to absolutely dismantle Alabama.
I like that one as well. I have Washington State and Jimmy Rogers get right game plus 5.5 over Colorado State. I think Colorado State's pretty bad if Washington State loses. Also, Jimmy Rogers is also saying some very wild stuff in pressers. Stuff that coaches should not say.
Really?
And then I have Oregon plus 3.5 over Penn State. Contrary to what Cole thinks, I watched one Oregon game. The running game is really good, but it's going to be tough to win in Happy Valley.
Yeah, Happy Valley, whiteout night game. I got the Seahawks to beat the Cardinals on Thursday and the Broncos to beat the Bengals on Monday.
No bonus points for you. I have the Buccaneers plus 3.5 over the Eagles and the Bears minus 1.5 over the Raiders in a defensive line shootout.
All right, we thank you for tuning into the CharCole Sports Show, 6 to 7 p.m. every Wednesday. He's been Charlie Prien. I've been Cole Larsch. Ethan Latke is next on the show name again. I can't remember it.
I think it's Locker Room Sports Show. Don't quote me.
I believe that sounds correct. He's coming up next on KAOR 91.1. Until next week at 6:01 p.m., we will see you all later. Peace.